Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast, episode 100, and our last episode for the season as we go into hiatus because, fuck me, we've done a lot of episodes and we're kind of cooked. So this is going to be the Very Cooked podcast. We might rebrand it. We've got a few names going around that we thought about, but, we won't go over them right now. We'll explain after the intro. Let's watch the intro, probably for the last time.
You'll definitely come across a lot of creeps.
Where have all these cancelable opinions?
You guys, your boots at 60 feet.
That was a picture of my boots.
That's it. That's the title of the podcast.
They're rock hard.
That's great advice.
Forgot about this intro.
And we're instantly cancelled because Frog is here. He come to
balls on the screen. It's good.
He's come to finish the episode, finish the show off.
I was here for number one. Now I'm here for the end. So
Actually, well, I mean, the thing is that you weren't even going to be here really until 5 minutes ago. You were going to just open a beer, and then it's like, nah, he's here now.
It's just kind of, it's scuffed because and anyone who wanted to jump on, I said, jump on, it's fine. And yeah, it is. And Shelby's here, obviously. We should probably introduce. Hello, Shelby.
Hello.
Shelby's left. She's gone to a new house already. She's no longer at the circus.
I'm in a VR room. It's got a stripper pole in it, though. Not quite too sure why that's there, but,
as any good VR room should have.
What? Yeah, exactly. Like, does every single VR chat room has a stripper pole in it? But what reason do they have that there for? Shelby?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Go
okay.
into in-depth detail as to why.
There's full-body trackers on the shelf down there, so I can only assume.
Yeah, it's Tame is also here today. We did mess around with shit very late, so I apologize if like audio and stuff is a bit weird because yes, we can't. Here, let me turn up.
I spent the last few days building a whole new computer, so like everything for me is scuffed right now.
It's the Scuffed podcast.
It's like when you build a new computer for the first time, it's just not like home yet, you know. You get your own computer just the way you want it, and then there you go.
No, let me. Sorry, we need to paint a picture here because Shelby getting a new computer is like one of those episodes of Hoarders where they go and throw everything out of the house. It's like you don't need all this fucking software and all these old fucking downloads or add-ons, a GTA map or bloody fucking mods. You don't need them. You need
That bad.
You remind me that there's a clip I see on TikTok all the time, and it's the Nana, and they're trying to get her to like get rid of her hoarding, and they ask her, and they go up to her, he's like, "Do you need this brick?" And she's like, "Yes, I need this brick."
I have so many different softwares because of VTubing and GTA like stuff, right? So I have like all the extra coding stuff.
I was cleaning your OBS, and I'm like, "This is weird. Why is it using so much? Why is it using so much graphic power?" And then I started pulling back the layers, right? And I took away your layer of your VTuber dancing, and your old VTuber was dancing behind it.
Yeah, that was a bad decision. But I mean, otherwise though, I have less than 500 gigabytes of data that I transferred across, so I was fine.
That's the point of Hoarders. That's exactly what they meant to do on that show.
That's what I was already doing.
No, you weren't doing it. Not up until that point. Up until that point, you just put some new fresh newspaper over it. There you go.
I'll put fresh newspaper over you in a minute.
Wow, this would be so nice. But yeah, it's episode 100, which it's a big thing. It was March 2021 that we started the podcast, and the only time we ever missed like a large chunk was like we missed 2 months when everyone had COVID. And I think all we did was play New World and have COVID for 2 months, and that was
a wild time. Yeah, we were really sick.
But otherwise, we've done it almost every single week without fail. And sometimes I think we had. I'm just trying to think. Like we had one case where it failed to record, and we noticed halfway through the podcast that we had to like fucking scrap it. And then we're like, that's fine.
Pretty minimal.
We'll go back and we'll just do it again. It's fine. Then I remember we just did another podcast and totally didn't go back and do any of the old shit again.
It was a good episode too. That's the problem. It was like, oh yeah, this is great content. Oh shit, it's not recording.
And then there's always everyone's favorite topic is the episode where Frog just comes in and just ruins it.
It was a great episode. It was going so well. We got like 90% of the way through it, and then Frog goes, "Wait, I have a story I want to tell." And it involved braces and a penis and blood, and it was not a fun story. And it was gonna be a clean episode until then.
I've heard worse stories working on job sites. So
It's maybe we should just start a podcast where we just like speed run any % cancellation. We just go through job site stories each week, and then we just every time we post it, we just go, all right, this is the one. No, we survived. All right, we'll go again next week. Just escalate it every week. But there's definitely, when you go back and like look at some of the older episodes, there's ones where it was clear that we were on an agenda. Like New World was a big thing, obviously, that we all played a lot of, and then obviously. Don't know. It's gone. It's disappeared. It's all about.
Like 700 hours in that. I barely remember playing it. For
700.
Yeah.
I've got like fucking 2,000.
Like,
And now we're all about Dune.
2,000 hours of just chopping down trees.
Fucking oath. I kind of miss chopping down trees.
I've only got 854 hours. I thought I played that game way more.
Yeah, but you still manage to keep up your siege hours, even, you know.
Oh, do you remember my siege hours?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Hold on.
This is danger. This is the danger. Do you like my siege hat, by the way? I have a siege hat. I'm wearing my siege hat today in honor.
oh, you got that for free from the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fake gamer boy. I don't play siege, but I got the hat.
You guys want to play a game of guess how many hours my main account has?
7,000.
I don't think that high. I think.
Lower.
I reckon.
2,500.
Higher.
I was gonna say 3,000.
Higher.
4,000.
Higher.
Whoa!
5.
5.2.
Jesus Christ!
You got
And
a
that's on
problem.
one account. And then.
But
if
that's
I go
just
in-
siege, though. There's not that much to do in siege.
There is.
I have
No, there's
3
not.
accounts. I have 3 accounts, and the actual in-game hours. I think last year I added the in-game hours up, and it came to like this is time spent in matches, right? I think it came to like 480, like across 3 accounts. So like that time that is spent is like on T-hunts and just random shit and like customs and.
I think people take the piss out of Siege a bit. Like you're saying that you can't imagine how many people get many hours in it, right, Lottie? But
No,
there's
it's not that.
actually,
It's not that.
It's
not.
fairly complex. If I play it and it confuses me, I consider it complex. And
Yeah,
it
but hang on.
doesn't confuse me.
It's still just what? How many maps? How many operators? It's the same shit. Rinse and repeat. It's not like
Put
it's.
a little robot on the ground and drive it around, and then you can block doors and like smash in doors.
Yeah, but it's not like he's leveling up his wood cutting and fucking working on his smelting or looking for extra gear. He's just
No, but
clicking heads.
I'm remembering. I'm learning the maps. I'm learning how to clear said map. Like I can destroy a drone in the fucking door, and I go left, right. All right, I know that's clear now. I can move on. Next, left, right. I know that's clear. Move on. Next.
I
left,
actually-
right.
Back of your hand.
I really like the idea of, like, I start playing Rainbow Six and then Frog has to carry me and see how high he can get me.
You
in
can't
a
make
season.
Frog carry you
System
in every
means-
game we play.
The only problem is the game is so fucking toxic. It's all the other people that I'm worried about.
If we get a 5-stack, if we get a 5-stack of good people, it'll be fine. The rank system means fuck all now. They basically made it so that anyone can play with anyone, which has removed like a skill gap. So it's like they used to have like a big bell curve where it was like in the middle of the bell curve there was like gold and silver, like that's the average rank, and then it would drop down until it got to champion, right? Now, since they changed it, it used to go like this, but now it goes like that. So like,
Yeah.
there's like a big percentage of players at the top rank that shouldn't be there. So ranked means nothing anymore. So
It's
I'm
more
just gonna
around-
carry you through ranked.
It's more around that there doesn't seem to be a casual area for Siege. Everybody
there
all the
isn't. There is
time.
never going to be with a game like
Exactly. So then when I casual Joe rock up in my Hawaiian shirt and slippers and be like, yo man, which button's grenade?
It really is very harsh for the like newcomers, which I wish it wasn't the case because like it's a really good game and I wish more people would play it. But
But that's why like we're gonna fire up some BattleBit after the podcast. That's why BattleBit's doing so well because you jump in so casual, and it's just so many people. You just shoot in a
guess my
general
battle
direction.
rounds?
You just shoot in a general direction, you might get a kill. It's pretty awesome. It's because there's 250 people on the map.
I reckon your battle bit hours are probably like 300 already, Frog.
No, not that.
No.
What? You've overestimated me by like almost double each shot.
Man has a
I'm
job,
bad at
okay?
numbers.
Man has a
I'm bad at
job.
numbers. And sometimes I forget that he actually touches grass these days.
Well, okay, you were saying about the populated servers, right? I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day, right, to go to
Play
work.
Battlefield.
I get up for an hour before I go to work. It's like a thing I've been trying to get into, and so I usually leave the house about 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, right, on average. So I'm up at 3. In that hour and a half, almost 2 hours that I'm awake, I am playing non-stop servers on BattleBit, like having a coffee, fucking eating a little bit of breakfast. There is 127 v 127 players playing that fucking game at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday after. Like, what is going on there?
But and you know what? That exact thing is the reason why the other Battlefield games are dying, is because it's like they might be the most prettiest games with the cool mechanics, whatever. But if you can't find a fucking server with people to play with, then you just pointless. And this is, you know what? It's the thing that it's like its resurgence, which is just amazing, is that this whole Xbox Activision thing has made it so they've gone back and fixed all the old Call of Duty servers. Mate, I fired up fucking Black Ops 2 the other day on PC. Got a game immediately. Heap of chads in there. Just it was like going back to fucking in a time machine. And we'll run around and they're talking slurs and everything. It was amazing. Just like,
Oh my god.
but
Can you stream some of that?
I probably couldn't with the voices on. But it's like, it was amazing to go back in time and the servers worked and there was people there. And I'm just like, this was the only thing that was stopping us from ever going back and playing these games. And some of them were peaked at 100,000, 200,000 concurrent fucking players. Black Ops 1 had 200,000 people playing the other night. It's almost more than Modern Warfare 2, the brand new game with 7 battle passes and fucking everything else. And it just goes to show that all they need to do is just fucking maintain their servers and be done. Once they all drop on Game Pass and we don't have to pay the exorbitant Steam prices for old Call of Duty prices, done. We're good. We're fucking. I'm going to download every one of them. Play every zombies map. Let's go. It's going to be fucking sick.
I've been a sucker for buying all the. So I've recently gotten back in touch with a couple of my old high school mates, and we caught up the other week for a LAN. Yeah, we caught up for a LAN.
What, in
night.
person?
In 2023?
2023 Call of Duty Black Ops LAN.
Ah.
The greatest thing I've been to in a fucking long time. It was
Hell
like,
yes.
It was just like 6 dudes that all went to high school. We ordered pizza, we got fucking beers, and we were sitting there till fucking like we had energy drinks, and we were fucking playing Call of Duty Black Ops till fucking
You know what? The
4 in the
last
morning.
time I did that, like go to a LAN with a heap of boys and like play, was when Black Ops came out.
Oh god.
And I remember because we went there, we set up all our fucking PlayStations, and we're playing Black Ops. I've still got like some of the captures and stuff that we took, and we just all nighted fucking pizza, energy drinks, and fucking Black Ops. That was it. It was awesome.
I've never been to a LAN.
They're good fun.
Oh no, wait! I did one time. I went to a Minecraft LAN, but only for a few hours, and then I went home because I didn't like it.
What do you do at a Minecraft LAN? Make tree houses?
Yeah, what did we do? I don't think there was much going on.
Yeah,
Have you seen the new Minecraft clone, or not clone, but like the one it's kind of like if you take all the survival aspects of Minecraft, but then like turn them into like crack level, like Tarkov level. Like
what's it called?
It's called like Sacred something.
Yeah. I did see. I saw some
really
people
good.
streaming it, and I saw some YouTube videos on it. I'm like, it also
you have to literally put like physical, like make the pot.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
And then make the pot, and then pour the iron into the pot.
Oh,
cook the pot, then
it's
pull
like
it out. It's like
when you download one of those Minecraft mod packs. It just makes Minecraft more complicated.
It does raise the question of when is Minecraft, like when are we getting the next Minecraft? Because Minecraft, I mean, they can keep putting every fluffy animal they can find in there and like stuff, but really the actual core mechanics of crafting and building hasn't changed much. And yeah, it's like it's surely because
Well, you say this slowly. I am getting that. Like every few months, we seem to get like a survival bug where we just want to play a survival game, like the forest.
yeah, but
like,
they all
the
fall
forest,
short.
those sort of- They kind of do. I want something that has like super involved crafting and building of houses and everything, and like resource gathering. I want to chop trees for 6 hours straight.
Well, the other thing, because the reason I think about it is because, yes, Minecraft is Minecraft, and the more modded it is the better it is, really. But you think of every other Minecraft game that's been spun off since they got purchased. So, like, the last one was what? Minecraft Legends? It was mid at best, right? It was just it was mess. And then you've had Minecraft Dungeons was fine, but it's like, what's the point, kind of thing.
Be
Like
right back,
they
grab a little beer.
just it's getting more beer.
Priorities. Have you ever played Eco?
Yeah, a little bit. We talked about the Eco the other week.
It keeps getting updates. It keeps getting more and more updates, and it's getting more and more complicated. It is Minecraft, but complicated. So it's sort of interesting. It is that like low poly visual style as well, voxel based, I think is what they call it. But then you also have like there's a meteor that's coming to hit you within 300 days. Now you have to try and find a way to stop it, but you actually have to survive and go through like all the
What was that New
focus on,
Zealand game where like you land on the planet and then you had to like build and like it was all about like fighting the elements and stuff like that. And they did like a couple alphas and a couple betas and they got a few streamers involved.
I
And
have no idea.
oh man, I was like, oh man, this looks sick, can't wait. And I like messaged them and everything, and they're like, yeah, absolutely, I can't wait. Didn't get a key. Didn't and when I messaged them and I said, hey man, you just interested, blah blah blah, and they're like, nah, nothing. Just left me on red. I'm like, this is weird. Like I'm fucking. Oh, if anyone's gonna make like survival content, like I mean, how many hours would we put into 7 Days to Die, for example? How many times of how many hours have we done it? Like. Perfect, right? No, they gave it to like all these fucking partnered streamers who played it once and then never talked about it ever again. I'm like, well, that was just a fucking waste. You misunderstood your demographic. I can't remember the name. I could probably go through and find the fucking.
Yeah, you definitely need to appeal to and like bring in creators who get like super into survival games in particular and play them constantly for several weeks and like get them on board. Because not only are they going to promote it to the right audience, but they're also going to provide the best feedback.
Well, they're also going to play it for longer than an hour. It's just. Yeah. I've got it here. I've got the
What
exact. Icarus. Okay, it's called Icarus.
I remember that. I didn't get one either.
Yeah.
And now I haven't heard anything about the game since it launched.
So I said, I'm very interested in checking out Icarus if possible. Do YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, blah, blah, blah.
Hey,
Do a lot of
Frog,
games
you
like The
almost showed
Forest.
your ass to everyone, by the way. Just to let you know now that you're back.
He's just trying to get us cancelled.
I've just read the comments and yeah, I'm glad to do it.
We've seen too much of Frog's ass. Anyway, continue. Yeah, Icarus.
Yeah.
Actually, it launched and I never really had much left.
Did it come out? I don't even know if it came out. Like,
I don't know
honestly, it disappeared. Oh, my sister got a key. She played it for one day. He's just teasing us with his fucking...
Icarus is out. It costs $50.95. It has mixed reviews in all total, but recent reviews are mostly positive. And it came out 4th of December 2021.
Yeah, interesting. I saw 7 Days, the game that I think will just be forever in development, has had a resurgence recently because they added Twitch integration.
Yeah.
And then people went a little bit too crazy with some of the mods, and they broke TOS with some of the mods, and people were getting banned for a little bit too much. So it's a whole mess. It got really big really quickly. And I'm just like, it's 7 days, man. We've been playing 7 Days for forever.
I keep up with the Darkness Falls mod, just because like that mod is just fucking.
It's the best.
It's what it should be. It's what the game should be. So I just keep up with that. And every now and again, when there's like a big update, I'll just like message Eladia and just like, hey.
Well, literally, I watched someone was streaming it like just vanilla 7 Days the other day, and I'm like, this is shit. It's my Darkness Falls, man.
Not much to do.
It's awful.
To do. It's
My first interaction with 7 Days to Die, like in recent history, was the Darkness Falls mod. Now I feel like if I went back without it, I'll be very bored. I'll be like, what is
It's
this
just
game?
basic survival shit. It's it's the once we figured out like the leveling, like the class system and the making books and stuff like that, we're unstoppable. And we just fucking Min-maxing that.
Do a hardcore one where we're like, it's like we get like we make it so that we don't get the added bonuses that we have been giving ourselves, which is the
Oh, I thought you meant
2 XP or
so like Achievement Hunter do hardcore 7 days, but when they say hardcore 7 days, if you die, you're out.
If you die in real life.
No, not in real life. But like, imagine though, like if day one, if you fucking die, that's it. You can't play the game anymore.
I wouldn't be
You
in the
get
game
banned.
very much.
Well,
I would just.
Have you seen? Sorry.
No. I was just gonna say everyone knows I'm gonna die straight away by something dumb. Just happens. It's a given.
So, did you ever see those videos that I ended up posting in Gamer Chat? The ones of like those Minecraft civilization experiments, where it is a literal one life thing, right? It's an experiment that goes over like 2 weeks time, right? Where they have like an 8 hours a day where they log in and they can do things, right? Then the server gets shut down and they log in and the server gets shut
Oh, they don't. So they take the server down.
They take the server down,
Okay.
yes. And so it's like this time period, it's like people are going to work essentially by going onto these servers, right? And they role play and they make like civilizations. And the latest one was 1,000 players. Sorry, 2,000 players, I think it was. And it was spread across 4 island continents, each with a different biome. And it was, you had one life. So if you died, you died. Now, it led to like some like fucking assassination attempts on like powerful figures and like there
What
was
would
like
they get from that? Like, was there like
was-
a whole society built?
there was societies that popped up. There was like a sultanate that appeared in the desert. That was like there was like a big kingdom that appeared in the snow. The jungle turned into like a bunch of like tribes. There was like
Is it meant to be
fighting
like
amongst
Lord
each
of
other.
Lord of the Flies sort of thing?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah, that's what they're going for.
Oh, that's kind of
So-
It was
Mad.
insane.
We-
It was
so-
insane.
When like I'm talking 10 years ago, right? We set up a server, hardcore mode, and we're like, okay, it's hardcore mode. We're all going to work together, see how long we go. Hardest difficulty Minecraft. If you die, you die. You get booted from the server, permadeath, right? It was about 20 of us that signed up on like a Friday night. We're like, we're just going to leave it. We'll see how we go. Blah blah blah. Mate, it was like 12 minutes in and 10 people were dead and it was chaos. And it was like just dumb shit because like everyone was like fighting over iron and diamonds and stuff like that. So that it was a bigger point. Like you'll see someone who was in a mine who would like have diamonds and stuff. And someone else would see a creeper going up on them and they wouldn't say anything. They'd just let the accident happen because they're going to murk them for the diamonds afterwards. And then someone would then like everyone, like I kid you not, it was like 5 hours in, it was me and 2 other people left.
Trust no
And
bitch.
the one other person was like, I live over that mountain, and if I see anyone come over that mountain, I'm going to kill them. That's how he lived. And it's like- and it was nuts. I thought it would be like everyone would work together, build defenses, build a house. Nah, everyone just got fucking tired of each other, and we're like, well, if they die, then I don't have to deal with them anymore.
That reminds me of the old Tekkit mod pack was called Bolts. And Bolts was a warfare pack, right? You could create nukes, you could create missiles, you could create all sorts of defenses. It was a very good one. Red matter. Oh my god, red matter's a fucking mistake. Red matter swallows up the world, for those who don't know. Anyway, basically, I used to watch like several different YouTube series, and people would like set up different bases and just start attacking each other with missiles and like nuking each other and getting into warfare and things like that.
Why does
And that
people
was,
work
that
together?
is- yeah, that was one of the reasons I actually started playing Minecraft was because of seeing people play the Bolts mod pack.
Yogscast.
Oh, the Yogscast one was great. And then they ended up Shin and what's his face?
Shin
ended
and
up-
Sips.
they ended up
fucking,
like
destroying the server. 'Cause they
the funny thing
released
about
red
that is
matter.
they admin like cheated and got in the red matter bomb, and it got to a point where it just started swallowing up the entire world, and it starts to move and continue swallowing up chunks that are all loading in, and then it crashes servers. So they basically destroyed everyone's playthrough of this game that was hundreds of episodes on their
No,
stream.
they had a way of fixing it, but it was really scuffed. There was they put another nuke next to it, and then basically that blew up, and then shot the fucking red matter across the map. And
So what I'm
it was
hearing
like-
is we're overdue for like
It's-
another sky block or
Yeah,
stone
yeah.
block.
And then so the black hole basically still existed, but they basically yeeted it away, and that was it.
Have you heard? So this is a good one that if you wanted to try. I think I messaged you ages ago about this, Aladi. The one I saw was Vault Hunters. That's a big one. That's a big mod pack that's been getting.
Yeah,
like,
there's
a
a lot of the
love.
Team OC people have been doing Vault Hunters lately.
Vault Hunters is really good, and if you wanted to make it like a community thing, it would be fucking sick. Because like, it's all about like, it's kind of like a Tarkov-esque. You make a portal, you go through the portal, it appears in a world, right? And then you get like a limited amount of time to go in, grab the resources, and get out. And then you get like leveling systems. There's grind. You can like upgrade yourself. It's a really cool mod pack. And
So this brings it all back to the thing that it's like it's everyone else that's making Minecraft better, and it's just not Minecraft.
just not
I mean,
Minecraft.
that's the same with most games, right? That have mods. Mods just make everything better.
I mean, yeah,
Or
absolutely.
Or we could just do an all the mods playlist. You know.
I don't know.
You know, Boydo becomes ridiculously overpowered because he's just big brain like that, and we're all just like struggling with farming
Well,
and magic.
I just remember Stoneblock. I mean, I just got in that chicken farm, and that was it. And but by the end of that, by the end of it, it's just like you need resources. I got resources for you. It's like it's literally, what are you buying? What are you selling? What do you got? See my chickens.
I was getting as many magic cubes as I could, so I could just destroy everything.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like it'll be worth doing for like a 24-hour stream. Like it'll be an easy 24 hours to do a stone block or whatever. Definitely do it.
Whole weekend, 48 hours. Let's go.
48. Yeah, we could just keep going. Do a subathon.
We'll bring in Tame this time. Make him do it with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bring anyone in.
Down. I'm always down.
Bring all the
Next
people in.
RDO. Next time.
This is just pushing my the you must play a survival game button that I have that I need every few months.
Well, it's let's talk about games that are coming out. I mean, the next big one's Starfield, which is what, 40 days.
Yeah, but that's not multiplayer. I won't be playing it with
No, but
the boys.
you are going to play it forever. You're going to play it for fucking ever though, when it comes out. I'm saying that you have like a month before then. You know, what are you playing in the meantime? Because like I'm almost finished Persona. I'm at 90 hours.
Yeah, I like once.
Where's my cake?
BattleBit streamer.
I'll be making you cake. Once Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, and Starfield come out, I'm done for the rest of the year. That's what both of those games. That's all I'm playing.
I actually went through.
So then I don't know.
I went through Keymailer and I'm like, okay, I have a PC now that can play everything essentially, right?
I had to turn everything down because of the timing.
No, I just went to Keymailer. I'm like, okay, well, it's time to go and apply for some fucking PC games. Let's just anything that looks half decent. Let's just play them all on the computer. So we've got shit to play. And my God, did I find some absolute filth in that fucking website.
Keymailer is like 50% hentai. If you want all the new hentai games coming out made with Unity pre-made assets, that's where you go.
I was just thinking that it'll be a cool stream where we literally just go through.
That's all right.
Just go through Keymailer and like we pick games live on stream. Then I'm like, some of these are very risque. There was one that I saw that I always sent to you, and it's just called "We Need to Cook," and it just had a picture of an RV out in the bush. I'm like, this is perfect.
Why did you do that? Well, you probably need to play that Kentucky Fried Chicken simulator
then-
game. Where
Is that out?
Oh,
Yeah,
That
it's
is
out.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It was on sale during the Steam sale. Hang on, it's on my wish list.
Is it not quite Kentucky Fried or something?
Something like
Not
that.
not fried chicken. I think it's not fried chicken.
Definitely not fried chicken.
Yeah.
Definitely not fried chicken. I'm
Yeah.
fucking putting that on my wish list.
For those who don't know what we're
Hey,
talking
hey.
about, it's a chicken shop simulator where you also can do like a laundromat and stuff, but you're also running a drug empire. So it's Breaking
Yeah.
Bad
Shelby
as a
Shelby's watching Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Finally, after
How have you
years.
not seen Breaking Bad in 2023.
I think I just want to say before, and Shelby could correct me after I've said this, but I think Shelby saw everyone talking about Breaking Bad and just thought it was nothing but gang shit. And then now that we're watching it,
gang shit.
no, but you just thought that it was like gangsters doing drugs and doing drive-bys and shit.
Okay.
When really it's an emotional drama.
No, I knew that it was deeper than that. But here's the thing about Breaking Bad: is everybody talks about Breaking Bad so much and has over the years to a point where I don't feel like I ever had to watch it. I already knew what was going on because everyone never shuts up about it.
So here's the okay.
The best
First of all,
start to finish show to come out of the 2010 era. You got,
It's
you got
any era.
fucking Breaking Bad, you got fucking Walking Dead, you got Game of Thrones, the three big ones at that time, right?
I hated The Walking Dead.
Game
I
of
watched all
Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Walking
Thrones,
Dead's still
shit
going.
ending. Walking Dead kept going, turned into shit.
it's got 4 new
Breaking Bad,
shows.
best thing to happen because it was start to finish. It had a fucking curve and it ended and it was good. That's what.
So first of all-
fucking Game of Thrones needed. That's what fucking Walking Dead needed.
First of all, Shelby, how are you going? We just got up to meeting Gus. So we just got up to Gus Freed.
I liked it.
Los
Yeah,
Polos.
it's good. Yeah, it's
I
going.
think
It's going
Tame,
good.
I'm sending
I
you
think,
something real quick.
I can see. Some of the plot twists are sort of predictable, but I am enjoying it. And like, it's one of those things that when I'm done at the computer and I'm watching Breaking Bad, put on the big TV, and we sit on the couch and we chill out.
Yeah, it's a proper like
Have you
sit at
watched
home
El
on this.
Camino?
Have a watch.
Oh, I've watched a bit.
El
Yeah,
Camino.
What's that?
It's like
it's
like
after.
Yeah, it's after.
It's another spin-off.
Jesse gets a good send off.
Ah,
Yeah, it's Breaking
Wait,
Bad.
so it's
Unfortunately, was a writers' strike affected show, so it kind of wrapped up kind of abruptly, and yeah, they did a El Camino, which is kind of like a follow up, I guess. So I just wanted to. This is important. All right. So and trust me, this all ties together. The way that we talk about Breaking Bad, and particularly how we pick on Shelby for not seeing Breaking Bad, is referenced in the Barbie movie, and it's hilarious.
the funny thing is that as soon as that line happened, I immediately just thought it was you. So
Because it was me. It was a
It is
straight
you.
reference. So
but
basically,
it's also every straight man. That's
So-
the whole thing. It was taking the piss out of.
yeah, it's the whole thing. So it's not a spoiler, but the Barbie tackles the patriotic, the men.
Periodic patriarchy.
To the patriarchy. That's it. And one of the things was like, oh, all you have to do is say things like you haven't seen The Godfather, and you want them to explain to them in great detail why they need to see it.
I haven't seen The Godfather.
But the way they said it, I don't want to spoil there's stuff that happens. It would be a spoiler, but the way they said it and they brought it up, I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's whatever. I go, Shelby, have you not seen this? Oh, now we have to watch it. Let me explain why this is an important part of cinema.
Because it's not simply about like, oh, she hasn't seen this, I got to explain it. It's about mansplaining, and it's also about like being pretentious about the films that you watch and putting down the films that women enjoy. And that's actually what the message.
I think the Barbie makes the line of, "Hey, can you just talk all the way through the movie?"
Yeah, she does say that. I just mean like I think you got different subtext out of that line than I did.
No, I know what you're saying. I don't want to say what the context because it's a spoiler. Because of all the other stuff. Because many people have no idea what Barbie is about. And I think that it's like they're going to go see that movie and think it's going to be magical princess girl living fantastic life.
Not for kids. Really.
It's
my
not for
girlfriend
kids.
Was telling me that she had several she's had like several work calls. She hasn't gone to see. I haven't gone to see it. She hasn't gone to see it. Right? She's had people from her work, including several straight male nurses, come up to her and just be like, "Yo, this movie changed my life."
It's
and like all this shit about fucking Barbie. What is so okay? Without spoiling anything,
yeah.
why is the movie good? Why is
Can
it?
I
So
explain
okay. Well, hang on. Let me explain from my perspective, and then Shelby, because Shelby will have a different perspective.
Ken's gonna keep talking
we want two perspectives. We want a Barbie and a Ken perspective, all right?
Okay.
Let's go.
Because I would like to say that I had zero interest in seeing this movie. I absolutely went and saw it because Shelby wanted to see it. That's it. I agree with a lot of what Greta Gerwig does for her work. She's very upfront and open about how things should be and everything else. And the movie itself is very well written. It has it's a high production. They knew what they wanted to do. They did all the stuff that they wanted to do. It hasn't been injected with the Hollywood bullshit. Like they obviously they set out with a goal and they made a movie. It's really well written, a really clear message. In terms of the feminist side of things, it's all very relevant and it very much holds up a mirror to society and it basically says fuck you to most of everything. And in particular, it says a lot of fuck you to men as well, but not in a bad way. Like I said, it's a mirror of society. Like society's fucked, and that's why it does it. So it's very different to what I think a lot of people thought, which was going to be pretty princess goes in dream castle, has whatever. It's very mature. It's very woke, but not in like a bad way. Like it's in a way that is saying how it is and not afraid to do it, but done in such a good way that it's not preaching. It's just telling a story and doing it. But at the same time, like I feel like when they were like making this movie, they're like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we just fucking broke out into a dance here and did some backflips and shit? And they're like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's do that instead. Like it's so much more fun and creativity, and like it doesn't have to stick to the stupid, start story. This is how this is meant to be framed. This is the correct way to make a show or whatever, anything like that. It's just like, nah, we'd be silly. It'd be funnier. Let's do this fucking quip here or do this dumb joke here or whatever. And it was one of those movies where sometimes you just go, what the fuck am I watching? But it was in a good way. Like, it's just like star wipe to a dance number fucking on this bloody big platform, because why the fuck not? I don't care anymore. And it was refreshing to watch a movie where they actually do that shit. But I think the important thing was that they were clear on their messaging from the start. They stuck to their guns. They didn't water it down. And they just made an entertaining movie with a clear story all the way through it. Now, having said that, it 100%, anyone who has ever thought that Andrew Tate has had a good idea will not like this movie. Like, there's zero chance any of those people want anything to do with this movie. And I find that hilarious. So, but it's honestly, and I've been explained not by Shelby, but by other females in my life, that this is a movie that is not for the men. They can watch it and they can enjoy it, and that's fine, but it is made for the women. And you let them have their movie.
Gays and days.
You let them have their movie. That's how it works.
Let them have it.
And so we'll pass over to now Shelby, who can now explain the deep, intricate reasoning behind Barbie changing cinema in this world.
Okay, so the film is a complete juxtaposition against like the life that we were raised on with Barbie dolls, because I grew up with Barbie dolls, and how that is really idealistic and like perfect and things like that, versus like going into the real world, and the you can be anything is not quite accurate because of the way that we're held down by society and all those sort of parts of it, and a lot of that comes to deal with like the men in our lives, the men generally in a patriarchal society, so in positions of power, in the way that they hold women down, but also then the way that women are holding themselves down based on that historical.
Can we take a quick side note? Because there's an excellent scene where they go to the real world, and Ken's like, well, I'm a man, and obviously men could be anything in this world, and he's like, I want to be CEO. I want to be a doctor. And they're just like, no, you can't be any of those things. What the fuck? But anyway, continue.
Anyway, it comes to a point as well where you can notice things that in like Barbie Land, like there's no older Barbies, there's nothing like that. So when, Barbie goes to the real world and she comes face to face with like an older woman for the first time, like someone who's aging, she also realizes that like there's no female construction workers.
Did you see that they wanted to cut that?
Yes, I did see that they wanted to cut that.
They felt that the old woman was not suited into the movie.
It was definitely important.
I think it was very important.
Very important. Because like I said, like there's no old Barbies.
She's never seen an old person before.
She's never seen one.
And then she says to the old person that you're beautiful, and the old person says, I know it. It's like, yeah.
So there's a whole lot of parts where like she's relating a lot to America Ferrera's character, who ends up doing like a really long monologue about what it means to be a woman in the real world and everything today, and the struggles that she goes through. And that monologue is sort of what helps the Barbies sort of understand what the real world is all about going forward as well. And I think it's just important that there's a character who is a reflection of the real world and of like everyone in the cinema, who isn't just Barbie. Because we could all just go in there and be like, we're Barbie. No, we're all real people, real normal people.
So, yeah, Margot Robbie said that they weren't going to make the movie. Like, she was like, she drove the movie, right? She was the first person signed on before even Greta was signed on. And she said, it's not happening unless we have a Barbie for everyone. Like, it can't be just one Barbie that is the perfect Barbie. It needs to be reflective.
Well, several years ago, Barbies did come out with a more diverse range of like taller Barbies, shorter Barbies.
And several years ago, Amy Schumer was going to be Barbie.
Okay, I like the movie. I don't think it would have been the same with Amy Schumer.
She said it wouldn't have been the same with her, so it's fine. It's not. There's no bad blood. That's
I really don't like Amy Schumer.
There's a lot of things about Amy Schumer that would have just.
She's a terrible person, number one, and that's it.
She is not funny in the slightest.
Yeah, that's number two.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think Margot was like the ideal person for it as well, because like in our world, she's seen as like this like very perfect actress who is like very revered. Nobody ever usually has a bad thing to say about her. Although some people were going viral this week for saying somehow that she's ugly, and I don't. Anyway, those people are cooked. But as like an actress, she's also never had like a scandal or anything bad go on with her, so she's always been revered and idolized like a Barbie. And so I think actually she was a really good pick to be in the role, and showed like a more serious and emotive side of things.
So she was a producer, but she was also not guaranteed to be Barbie. But she was running it. So she was There was a chance that she, even though she was going to run it all, she wasn't going to pick. So and there was a scandal that came out this week. Apparently, she used to dodge all her fitness training regime for some of her previous shows because she'd just go to the pub instead and get drunk.
She's Australian. What do they expect?
People are like, "Oh my god, yeah, how dare she?" He was like, she's like, "No, I did that."
I think the film is really good though because, like I said, I grew up with Barbie dolls, but you know that it's never one of those things that I ever felt like represented by them. I think one of the Barbie dolls that I had was a dentist Barbie too, and I never wanted to be a dentist. It made weird sounds. It had a button on it. You'd press it, and it would make teeth brushing noises, which is strange. She'd be like, "Let's brush our teeth." That's a bit weird. But no, it was good, and I think it was just sort of pulling back the curtain on like a perfect world and making a commentary on what we actually go through.
And to my point, they do that message, but they also make a very entertaining movie in there.
Oh yeah, it's very campy, very fun, very colorful.
And Ryan Gosling is just like
he's
a
living
fucking
his best life.
Oh man, he's just cruising.
Simu
He's
is
just
living his best life too. A fucking Michael Cera as Alan, just having the best time. So
everything that Ryan Gosling did. I mean, it's probably not the point of the movie, but I kind of wanted to just be him in that movie. And it's probably not a good thing because he's meant to be, I guess, the conflict that is in the movie is really comes around Kens and what Kens do. But yeah, it's really well made movie, and I think if it was just preaching at you for that whole hour, you'd be done. But the other thing is, it costed I think 140 million to make, and then they spent 100. Then they spent an extra 100 million on marketing alone.
Yeah.
And like Shelby wanted to go and see it, so we went to Ladies' Night, which was please don't move the camera. It's
you almost tripped over the dog.
And what was it? The fucking pink popcorn, pink ice cream, fucking drinks,
Everything, I guess.
free Barbie. There was a fucking giving away Barbie dolls. This was just a normal screening. We didn't even go to the previous screening or nothing special.
I was wearing a pink sequin dress and high heels, and then I stacked it, which was funny.
Typical Shelby. Can't take her anywhere.
Me. It was good though. It was a good time, and I got to dressed up and got to go to cool places and like.
So, yeah, I think that sort of summarizes it. But I just want to. This is the other side of the things because we have to talk about Oppenheimer, which is obviously comes out at the same time, right?
Which we haven't seen.
Which we haven't seen because we want to see it in the glory, right? And when I say the glory, the 70mm film projected IMAX version of Oppenheimer. Now, I saw this video I think Warner Brothers put out where they like were interviewing people from their opening screenings and stuff like that. People flew from other countries to Melbourne to see it in that cinema because you can't see it anywhere else. There's only like fuck all cinemas in the world that can show it in the proper aspect ratio on film with that projector, and Melbourne is one of them. People flew from Japan. They flew to Japan, from Japan to Melbourne, watched the movie, got back on the plane, went home.
Some places just straight up don't have IMAX, so a lot of people are
But it's not even like IMAX. It was just like they need that. It needs to be the film, the 70mm IMAX. Blah, blah, like it can't be a VMAX. It can't be whatever. It's just like. But also, Oppenheimer's not the most feel-good movie. Like, you're not going to come out at the end of it and go, geez, that was a great watch.
Being like, oh, if we want to see Barbie and Oppenheimer, which order should we do it? But then others are just like, do Barbie first because Oppenheimer is lighter because Barbie made me cry. And I was like, okay.
It's, but yeah, it was like people drove down from Sydney, people flew over from Perth, it's just to watch it. And it's like,
anyway, we won't be seeing it for a few months.
No, it's sold out for months, but it's like it's crazy. Like I can understand. Like I love Nolan's work, and you can't go wrong watching a Nolan film, right? No. But like, yeah, Oppenheimer is just it's something nuts. But it makes me wonder if like maybe Batman or something like that. I would be more keen to do it. But yeah, it's crazy.
You want Batman on film?
No, yeah, well they did. Batman was also optimized for IMAX as well, just not to the level of Oppenheimer. But yeah, it's just crazy. People spending literally thousands of dollars to come to Melbourne to watch this movie. and in its
And
proper 70
now,
mil.
we can't get tickets for several months now.
And then you had Tom Cruise complaining that he was getting his Mission Impossible was getting kicked out of IMAX for Oppenheimer. It's like, yeah, fucking oath it is.
I think he should have.
Sorry, have you seen Oppenheimer yet? So
No,
No.
it's sold out for
came back
months.
just now.
Have you seen it, Frog?
I saw it last night. It is
Where did you see it? Did you see it
fucking
IMAX?
nuts. No, I'm going back to see it with my mom and dad at IMAX at some point. So
Well, you
That's
better
what
book
we're
your
waiting
tickets
for.
because it's sold out for months.
but like even without IMAX, like it is fucking unreal. Like I would just say just go see it just so you've seen
Nah, I
it,
have to
and
see it
then
on
go back-
IMAX. I want to see it on IMAX.
Go see it and then go back and see it in IMAX. It is fucking that good that you will want to see it twice.
Yeah. Fucking Nolan, man.
But
It's
it's
just
also so long, and I have such a short attention span.
I love
There
the
How many hours is it?
3
Sorry?
hours.
Gotta be
The fact
3,
that
sure.
He
Yeah.
actually did the bomb to record the fucking bomb scene is ridiculous, and the fact that it's just nuts. The visually, the whole movie is nuts. Like,
Yeah,
it's up there with like fucking you fucking. I'm trying to think of some of the more visually.
I mean, it's just every Nolan film. It's just literally
Yeah.
every Nolan film. I remember watching like because there was a list that came out today. They're like talking about all the Nolan films and what they rated because obviously Oppenheimer's right up there, and like Tenet's one of its lowest rated movies. Tenet blew me the fuck away. The second that
Yeah,
I
I
figured
love
out,
Tenet.
Watched it
This is
twice,
mad.
and then on the second time through, it was just fucking bang.
yeah, the second time through, when you look at it and
Yeah.
go, I know what you're fucking doing. You're a cunt. It's like this is great. Like it's
Definitely
so
need to
big
watch it
brain.
twice.
But it's so big brain. It's like it's the most like there's no one that is watching their phone and watching that movie and understanding what's going on because fuck
Yeah.
me, they don't. It's the old show don't tell, and like there's so much shit that goes on the first time. You're like, what is even happening? And then when you watch it the second time, oh, I see, I get it because you're watching the back half of the movie in reverse while it's going forward in the front half of the movie. So, who thinks like that? But yeah, it's
He does.
all the fucking like all the interviews and stuff like that. What's his name? The fucking who's in the movie as well?
Cillian Murphy.
No. One of the other,
Lawrence? Oh,
not Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's boyfriend. What's his name? Fucking
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon was like, oh, he's taking a break from film and stuff like that, and he's told his wife that they're gonna have a rest for a few years and stuff like that. He said the only reason he would go back to work is if Christopher Nolan rang, and then Christopher Nolan rang. he's like, look, I warned you. I'm going. But it's the interviews with Nolan, and they've been asking like, what sort of superhero movies would you like to do? Now that you've done Batman, are you interested
He
in all
needs
that?
to do more fucking real movies, like
So he's just straight up.
Oppenheimer and shit. Like
Yeah, but do you know? Okay, so do you know why he did Oppenheimer? Because
that fucking Robert Pattinson. thing.
Robert Pattinson gave him the fucking book and said, "Mate, read this," and he's like, "This is fucking dope. Let's go." He just loved it.
give him more books, quick.
He needs to do more things grounded in reality,
Yes.
opposed to doing things.
So,
based
but
in-
okay,
No,
Yeah.
I 100% agree, and it's also like a wider thing for me because I'm kind of getting sick of like franchise films and like.
well, it was very
Superhero
funny because this is the list of questioning goes, hey, how do you feel about the new Batman stuff? And he's like, Matt Reeves knows what he's doing, blah blah blah, and he's like, Patterson gave you this book, now you made Oppenheimer, and you couldn't even give Patterson a job. He's like, well, Patterson's doing Batman now, isn't he? So I couldn't even get him in it. And then they asked him like other stuff like what are you interested in? And the amount of times that like there's stuff where he doesn't want to have an opinion on it, so he's just like pass, not interested, whatever. But one thing that he said that he would be interested in doing, and I actually think would be a fucking awesome thing, is a James Bond. Like,
Ooh.
like just because for those who aren't up with James Bond, spoilers, but James Bond's dead in the cinematic show. So now's the time, brand new. They could do a fucking. Could you imagine like Tenet style James Bond, fucking just boots on the ground, Nolan fucking
What do you
cinematic.
think, Frog?
I reckon
He'll
that'd
have
be
an-
cool, but
oh.
at the same time, like I reckon he needs to do his grand fucking big fucking explosive scene, right? Like he needs to have his atomic bomb scene.
He could do
each show.
Bond can have a bomb.
But, but the thing is, like with Bond though, it's like I don't know. I don't feel it's less. I feel it's less. Like huge scenes and like it's more tight cut.
No, but that's what I reckon
right?
though. I reckon it's time for it to transition and just like, because look, Mission Impossible's killing it, right? And it's all on the back of huge stunts and stuff like that they stole from Uncharted 2. And that's fine, but it's like James Bond when they went from Die Another Day. If you've seen Die Another Day, I'm sorry, but then like when they went into Casino Royale and they made it much more grounded with Daniel Craig, it was like a huge step up. And they did that huge parkour scene in the construction site and stuff like that, which is just like huge compared to CGI surfing in parachute on a wave with a big laser, which was Die Another Day, which is such a fucking awful movie. Anyway, yeah, I like when he said that, you know, I'd be interested in doing it. I just picture like brand new, fucking, you know, just new agent on the ground, huge fucking turmoil, and it'd be sick. Honestly, I can't think of anything better. And fuck yeah, but you're right, because the problem with Nolan now is what does he do next? And like he's already said that he's going to make movies until he dies. So
The crazy thing I just want to point out about the thing that seems to be getting the least recognition with the latest Nolan, Oppenheimer, and this is without being a spoiler. If you go into the movie with the fucking sound audio fucking mentality that I have, and you listen to the way that they the way he moves sound through the fucking show and how he focuses and isolates certain things, Oppenheimer is fucking unreal when it comes to picking out specific fucking things for you to focus on, whether it is the rumbling of an atomic bomb or like the thumping of someone's fucking feet on the ground. It is nuts with audio, but that is like because it's so fucking Christopher Nolan with the way that it is visually portrayed, it is getting sort of like the least sort of attention, and it's kind of annoying that it's not getting as much attention as it is, because there is one scene, and once you've watched the film, you will know the exact moment that I'm referring to, where it's just focusing on what's his name, Cillian Murphy's fucking breathing, and holy shit,
yeah,
is it fucking impactful.
yeah, and I think that's where, like, again, shows, and look, it's very warranted to talk about like Barbie and Oppenheimer, because as an art form, they've done all the different steps. So from the acting, the writing, the sound, the sets design, like Barbie is almost completely physical. Like it's physical sets. It's not even CGI. They painted that. They built that town. They ran out of pink paint painting that fucking town, because it looks like it. Like it's like looks like you can touch and feel and do it. And it's the same thing with Oppenheimer. They did fuck all CGI. Everything was like practical.
Both of them are high artistry movies, I think. Like they're really creative. I mean, even the Barbie sound mixing was good. I think Barbie really went the extra mile for set design. It sounds like Oppenheimer's done really well with the film and in general with the sound. So it's an exciting time to have those.
It's also like I know that it's like a Greta thing, where she. Like if they're doing a scene that say it's a party, it's a dance party, and everyone's in sequence and whatever, she'll be in sequence, and she'll like walk out in amongst them all like that, and like she'll get all the cast and all the crew to dress up in sequence as well. Like it's like the movie is happening, and you just have cameras in the middle of it. Like they make sure that the vibe is good and all the time, and it's the same thing they say about Christopher Nolan. Is like no one has any idea what's going on, but Christopher Nolan knows exactly what's going on. So you just do as you're fucking told, because he's got it all figured out. And there was a clip where I think someone drops a newspaper or something like that. It might have been from might have been like Inception or something like that. And they're just joking. It's a behind the scenes video. They're like, how many times do you reckon Nolan's going to make you drop that newspaper? He's like, at least 28 times today. It's because it's got to be right. It's got to be coming. It's got to fall at the right angle with the right pace and right spin. It's nuts. But what I will say, it was the busiest that I've been to the cinema since Avatar.
Oh, it's heck.
Like I've never been so like we went to the cinema. It's a big cinema. It's split in two levels. All the Barbie movie was on one level, people were going to the other level just to get to the candy bar because the line for the candy bar was so long because everyone had to buy every fucking pink thing they could off the Barbie menu. It's like it's good for business.
The strawberry choc tops that were dipped in pink white chocolate, delicious, amazing. A 10 out of 10. They should keep them year round. They were the best choc tops I've had in ages.
So good.
I went with my I went with my girlfriend, my brother, and sister to go see Oppenheimer last night, and my sister, being a smart ass, decided to dress as Barbie as she could, and so she went like full fucking pink. She dyed her hair for the fucking thing. She was like full pink, and then we walked into Oppenheimer.
But here's the thing: it probably wasn't even that abnormal because there'll be so many fucking people there,
There
right?
have been so many people doing that shit. There was like a group of like 16 girls that was standing at the front in their like 18, because it was a Saturday night. They were dressed up. They were ready to go out to the town afterwards. They were like high heels. They had the full works done, all fucking pink dresses of varying kinds, and like it was. They were just ready to go out, and it was like I was walking out of the fucking cinemas with my missus, and I was just like, "What the fuck are we? Where are we?"
It's amazing. It's honestly,
what is going
it's
on?
never been to a case. And like when I say like nuts, like we were like in the Uber going home, we were going past other cinemas with all these pink people coming out of the cinema as well. Oh my god! And it's just it's crazy. I don't remember the last time a film came out that just was this hype. Like even Star Wars is not this hype.
Like I said, I actually bought a new dress for it, and I got high heels that I hadn't worn heels in forever, and I did stack it. It was spectacular, but otherwise, like I took it very seriously.
Yeah, I didn't, but I went and I ate the food and watched the movie.
You
It
had
was
a
good.
t-shirt with some pink on it. You tried.
I had to put something on there. I didn't want to be outed as some kind of leper. They check you at the door. You got any pink on you? You got
And you put on a blazer.
You go dressed for Oppenheimer into fucking Barbie.
I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen seeing standard Oppenheimer. I only want to see the fancy stuff.
The meme on TikTok at the moment is like girls getting changed between the movies. They're like running to the cinema bathroom and getting changed into Oppenheimer clothes after being in Barbie clothes. And
Oh, that's so good.
just going from like pink to black and like depressing.
It's nuts. But like, I'm all for it, and I think it's finally. It goes to show that if you make a movie that is good, whether it be pink or bomb, and you got some good marketing and stuff around it, then people will turn up and they will go see the fucking movie. Because we had like a month of people going, "Oh, cinema's dead. No one's going to see all these movies like The Flash." Well, The Flash is hot garbage compared to what we're watching now. Between Mission Impossible, Barbie, and Oppenheimer, it's top tier. It's top tier cinema. Simple as that.
I have a question. Did you guys get in the Barbie fucking premiere or whatever, like Barbie?
No,
the Barbie
we didn't go
movie?
to it.
Did you get the ad for the new Joaquin Phoenix fucking
No.
movie? The one
We actually didn't get many trailers. We got local ads instead.
Oh, you mean like for Joker 2?
No, it is for fucking his new Napoleon movie.
Oh, no,
It's
but I have seen it.
fucking nuts.
Yes. Do you want to see it?
I'll go watch that with you.
I know the people promoting it. I'll message them. It's Sony. Sony's doing it.
Bro, it looks sick.
It looks
was like,
sick, right? I'm like,
we had-
fuck
we had
yes.
So many fucking like random fucking movies. It was like we had like that new shark one. The one,
Meg.
the
The Meg.
Meg 2, whatever.
Meg
the
3,
fuck.
isn't it now? Is it Meg 3
Oh,
2?
man, that looks
Well,
so
is that the
shit.
three?
It looks so.
2.
It looks like Sharknado kind of fucking esque.
Yep.
But like, we had shit like that, and then it was, the only good fucking ad we had was that Napoleon movie, and it looked so good.
When I had heard nothing about Napoleon, I saw the trailer drop, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because Sony sends me the promo email saying this has been announced, and I'm like, what? First of all, I said, man is short.
Is that his legit height, or is that
That's my question.
Was it CGI for that fucking scene? Like,
Yeah, it's fucking. Oh man, I looked at
there's
that, but
one
that's
part
so
in the
good.
trailer where he walks out and is like,
He's
"Well,
tiny.
I guess, are we voting for a king or whatever the fuck he says?" And he's like, "Are we voting?" Nope. Oh, okay. I guess I'm king then. And then he fucking sits on the crown. It's like he's standing in front of all these guys with muskets, and he looks like a fucking midget. Like,
Jacqueline
he's
Phoenix
so
is
short.
1.7 meters tall, so they CGI'd him down. He's walking around on his knees. Fucking hell. That's yeah. I saw that trailer. I'm like, where did this come from? This is awesome. Yeah, we should also mention as well something that did pop up in the last week. Our favorite topic for our final episode of the podcast, even though we've been talking about it for years, is they put a date for the Borderlands movie. They said they slapped the date on it. No more pictures, no trailer,
Finally,
nothing.
After you've been constantly
Finally.
talking about it for weeks.
They put a date on it. They gave themselves a whole nother year to film it again, I guess.
It's such a long date.
But seeing people being like, "Oh, I didn't know this was a thing," or being like, "Wow, this is going to be so good," I'm like, "Man, you are in for it." This is. I mean, if they invited me to come watch the movie, I would 100% be there, obviously. But there's no chance. There is no reality that movie is good after being in hell for so long. Just like, but the balls on them to come out and put a fucking date on it with no any other pictures or photos or updates, nothing, just a date. The balls, the absolute cajunies, mate. This is fucking nuts. How did they do it? It's just fucking how? It's impossible. I don't know. It's nuts. But the only other thing,
going to get shelved like it should be.
well, the only other thing that is bad news, unfortunately, for everybody, is that we are in the middle of a strike for writers and film and everything else. And part of all that is also around promotional stuff that is being striked as well. And because of all that, there is a very real risk that movies that we thought were coming out in the next few months are going to get pushed back. And the saddest of that is Dune, maybe being pushed back till next year, which is fucking bullshit. Because it's so close. But they can't promote the movie. They can't drop any promotions.
I just want to eye fuck Timothy Chalamet.
Don't we all?
What's Willy Wonka?
We want him to Willy Wonka.
No, that fucking trailer looks shit. Fucking the way my missus was like, "Oh my god, you're gonna fucking watch this and you're gonna hate the fucking Timothy." I was like, I watched the fucking thing, and we're sitting there, we're in bed, we're fucking watching this. We got the laptop up, we're watching fucking this trailer. It is the worst representation of a Willy Wonka I've ever fucking seen in the history of fucking Willy Wonka. Like, go back to fucking whatever. What's his name? Fucking is it Gene? Whatever the fuck.
Gene Wilder.
For some reason, I was
Yeah,
going to say
yeah,
Gene
yeah.
Simmons, but that's very different.
You see, I saw the trailer and I'm like, Charlemagne, man, like fucking this. You put him in anything, and the Charlemagne people are just like, he's a god. Don't talk to me
I'm
about
going
him.
to
He's
give it
amazing.
a try. I mean, I want to see it because
It's a
Hugh Grant's in
prequel.
it.
It's a
I love
prequel, and it's meant to be
Grant.
about how he's like fighting the chocolate mafia or some bullshit.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Which like it could be good.
It's new and it's interesting, but still, fuck that fucking trailer. That is
So people like it's a prequel, right? And so then it's meant to tie into the previous films that have happened. And then people keep saying that, well, if they had Gene Wilder, why don't they have the guy that's in The Bear, the actor that with the fucking crazy hair that looks like Gene Wilder? Why don't they get him to play it? Why does it have to be Charlemagne? It's like it's literally they've just crafted. They've paid Charlemagne to be on the payroll. And like, okay, well, what IPs have we got that we can get him to act in? We haven't made a Wonka movie in a while. Let's do a Wonka movie. That's literally what they're doing, and it's no hate to them. But there's a little bit of a spin-off here, which I thought was hilarious. The Oompa Loompas, right?
Yeah.
there's some pushback because they're not using little people because Hugh Grant is not a little person. So they're like, well, Hugh
They're
Grant
just
took our
Napoleoned
jobs. They took our jobs. That's what they're saying. It's like what? But then so.
stupid. No,
The
give
flip
the
side of
people
this-
their jobs, you know?
All right. So the flip side of this is they're currently doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and they're like, oh, we don't. They're like, it's not appropriate these days to have seven dwarfs. Like, it's not really the right thing to do anymore. So they're doing seven acceptable, diverse cast people instead. And then the little people came out. It's like, you just took 7 of our jobs away. It's like, you're trying to be diverse, but you have shut us out of the industry instead.
It-
And I'm like,
This is where some Disney stuff feels quite performative because
they
I say
thought
this
they
as
were
somebody
being
who
progressive, but
yes,
they're
I
not.
say this as somebody who does care about progressive things and diversity and things like that. But it just seems like Disney is asking for a pat on the back when they do. All right, we're going to have 7 people, but they're all going to be different gender identities and also all different ethnicities, and it's all going to be 7 of them. And like, but they also didn't include any little people in it either, which like they could have at least like
No, they got one. They got one.
Okay, they got one. That's something at least. But it feels like Disney does these things sometimes for a pat on the back.
Yeah, but they're out of
And, like,
touch.
Yeah, it's a bit too. I don't know. It feels weird. It feels strange, but also like some of their other diverse works have been great. Like The Little Mermaid, fantastic. I love seeing that. That change was good, and some of the casting changes. But when it's something like this, feels.
It kind of feels like, all right, so here's an easy solution, all right? You're making a movie that has 7 dwarfs in it, and you're not sure if having 7 dwarfs in your movie is PC anymore. Why don't you just go ask someone?
Yeah, I wonder if they have consultants for these things.
They don't,
I think
because
they would.
they made the announcement, and then who's the most famous little person that you know?
I don't remember his name.
Peter Dinklage was the first one to respond. 100%. He is the people's little person, and he came out. He's like, "You guys fucked up."
Oh, he said it. Okay.
Others have said it, but he was first. He was out there immediately. So I mean, it's just, and he's on the Disney payroll. Like he's been in Marvel movies and
Okay,
everything else.
I'm kind of understanding like my point of view here again. Like I said, with like The Little Mermaid, they had Ariel be a black woman, which is great, but they didn't make a huge show of it being like, she's black, so we're going to change a bunch of other things and make a huge diverse thing and like whatever.
Are you sure they didn't make a big show of it? Because
Not-
they
hang on.
definitely put that out front and center, expecting a rounding standing ovation.
No, but I just mean like they didn't change majorly other parts of the story and things like that to accommodate. But where it comes with this, it's different because they're changing the name of the group of people as well. They're changing more of it.
Yeah, but it's also they're shutting out a minority,
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
which is just dumb. So it's not progressive at all.
I don't know. It's hard to, yeah.
They
we
fucked
need
up.
definitely more consultations from people in the.
Yeah, it's hilarious because I saw that and I'm like, oh god, and then I saw the Wonka trailer and then someone pointed out, oh look, they recasted the fucking little people in that one too. It's like, oh, this is not good. This is a bad time to be fucking up with these sort of things. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's the whole thing. Just, yeah. Wonka will come out and make $1 million anyway. A couple $100 million bucks.
Because Timothy Chalamet's in it. Everyone wants to look at it.
Have you seen is it Apple TV ad or something that he's in? Have you seen his Apple TV ad?
No, I haven't.
It's
what is it?
literally he just gets a phone call and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm working on Apple TV." And that's it. There's nothing
That's
else. That's the ad. It's like it doesn't even try. They know there's no need to put in production budget in it. He just needs to look at the camera for a couple of seconds.
I did see clips on TikTok when he's filming. I can't remember what he was filming, and they were doing like a camera shot in front of him that was supposed to zoom in closer to him, but the camera kept going and smashed him in the chest, and like he went backwards. I don't know what they were filming though, but I just see that, and everyone's just like, "Oh my god, the camera attacked Timothy Chalamet! Oh my god, I hope he's okay."
It's a cult. It's definitely a cult at this point. The old Timothy Chalamet.
I
cult.
don't personally see the appeal that much, but he the only thing I've really seen him in was Dune, and that was alright.
Yeah,
It was all right.
It's alright.
The other one, the other cult I've just learned as of yesterday is the cult of Cillian Murphy, the fucking.
Oh yeah, he has his own.
Oh yeah, I've been a member for a long
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
since
He's,
28 Days Later when I got to
when-
see his
when my-
penis.
We were driving to the fucking Oppenheimer fucking showing, and then my sister's just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's a 15-minute sex scene with him." And I
Yeah,
was just
he's
like,
47 years old, but he looks very young.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, he's
Jesus.
an old bastard.
Sorry, I know it's going back to Oppenheimer, but like the fucking age gap, whoever did the fucking makeup and all the fucking like all that shit to just like give them the different age gaps, there is that many age jumps, like time jumps in that movie, and he is just like spot on. You know exact. They don't tell you what time frame you are in. It's
It's on
just
his
the
face.
actor. It is just on his face, and it shows. It is so well done. That's another thing. Well done. To
That's
that
good.
movie.
That's
Cillian
really
did come
good.
out. He did come out saying that he's open to doing 28 years later now, because they've done 28 days later, 28 weeks later. It's like, which I think it's come out. I think 28 days later is like 20 something years ago now.
What about 28 28 months late. That's a skipping one.
No, they said that, but it's been nearly 20 years since he made the movie. Like, so yeah, it's nuts. It's a fucking one of the best soundtracks to a zombie movie ever is 28 Days Later. Fucking creeps me out constantly. So, Shelby, have we got shit towns? Because we should probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't taken a break yet, but I feel
we
like
don't need breaks.
Frog's running away to get.
Frog just leaves anyway.
Yeah. Just so you can tell he's not a regular. But I feel like
he's gonna be like 10 deep.
Oh my god! And then you got to play Battle Bit with him afterwards. I hope you like losing.
I'll be a healer. It'll be easy.
You'll be. That's so fun.
Maybe toxic as.
We'll get into it. I do have shit towns. Let me bring up my shit towns Australia.
Apart from that, I mean, the only other thing that's been happening is I gave away my graphics cards thanks to NVIDIA. Definitely lots of responses. We spent a long time actually going through responses the other night.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people just go and give me card. I want
and
card.
Now you're friends with NVIDIA.
Well, I'm friends, yeah.
And I'm friends with. I got my first brand deal this week.
So you got you did, which we should talk about as well.
Buy thermal take cases. Hashtag not sponsored. Wait, I am sponsored.
That is sponsored though.
I'm not a sellout. Buy thermal take.
So Astro Caleb, who I've seen around for a while. He does like astronomy pictures as well.
Yeah, he takes good pictures of galaxies and stuff.
Yeah, so he won it, which I've messaged him. He's already redeemed his card. It's on his way to his house, so that was pretty good. He's happy, very happy. He's upgrading from a 1070. So
thank God.
He's finally. So he's in for it. And the other person was Boydo.
Boydo.
I messaged Boydo and I just messaged him on Discord and said, hey. And he's like, hey, I'm in a traffic stop. And I said, well, this is more important than that. And he's like, what could possibly be more important than being arrested in a traffic stop? And I'm like, you've won a 4060 card. And he's like, oh, really? Seriously? I'm like, yep. And all you have to do is reach for his gun. A joke, obviously, for legal reasons. A joke. It's a joke.
Good Lord.
You could have done it like an ARG thing. Well, you didn't reach for the gun. See, if you had to reach for the gun, you would have got arrested for sure. But yeah, we could have had some real fun with that. It's like, okay, well now you have to steal the cop car.
It's like that episode of Black Mirror where the guy's getting just instructions over the phone of like
exactly
risky things to do.
I reckon it'd be a great episode. But yeah, so the graphics cards have been done. This is gone. I will thank NVIDIA and beg for more cards in the future. I think I ended up with nearly 150 people asked for a card in the end.
Good. Nice. And his competition was put onto Ozbargain like 3 times by people that weren't.
Yeah, the people were still entering it today even. But yeah, it's nuts. But then like I saw other people that were doing the same sort of giveaway, and they were just like, come to my stream and maybe win a graphics card, and then like that was it. So I'm like, wow, okay, well, it was better to go through and actually read it and see people, people being like, yo, I've got a 970 or I've got a 950 or whatever. And
yeah, it's so much better.
It's much better. Just because I think it's one of those things where a lot of people kind of gatekeep their systems and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, I really need an upgrade because I've got a 3090." It's like, well, hang on a second. Hang on a second. You don't need an upgrade, mate. So
like, I got nominated, but I don't need a 4060. My 2080 Super is still carrying. That's it. I made a TikTok though about me taking my 2080 Super out of my old computer, and it was crusty and dirty and disgusting.
It's definitely
horrible meme TikTok at this point.
It's definitely a lot of people with like 2070s and 2060s and stuff like that are hanging on for dear life because when you start to look at what the 4060 and like the current gen GPUs can do with like the AI and stuff like that is it's pretty nuts. Particularly when you just talk frames in general, it's pretty nuts.
Frog's back, so it's time for Shit Towns of Australia.
All right, let's do it.
Oh god.
Okay. We're doing Shit Towns of Australia for those who don't know. Like, is it on there? Oh no, it's not. Not yet.
Port Pirie.
We have been doing Shit Towns of Australia for many weeks. It is a Facebook page. I think they might also be on Twitter, where they list the top 10 shittest towns of Australia every week with usually terrible reasons and drongos galore. So Usually number 10 belongs to Port Pirie in South Australia, but it's not on there this week.
Well, it's been a busy week for shit humans, so I'm not surprised. So
Yeah.
it might have. Has it
It's
fallen
number
to
11.
11?
Yeah.
It's
Frog, do you
They
know
always
why
make sure
Port
to
Pirie?
clarify.
Do you know why Port Pirie shit every week?
Why?
Because they have a lead smelter there that is so bad that everyone just has lead in their blood. The entire town.
It's in the water and it's in the air, apparently. So that it's just lead.
It's just lead town. And so when they had a national poll on what is the shittest town, Port Pirie won it. And that's why every year, every week, it just gets number 10. Oh, unless there's lots of shit, then it goes to number 11. So how many times is Victoria in it this week?
None. No, once. Victoria is in there once. Queensland
We
really
definitely
is.
got to make it.
Queensland's doing the hard work this week, as usual.
All right, let's go.
So number 10 is Toowoomba, Queensland. Drunk was busted filming himself pissing on a police bike at a police station. And a TikTok cane-toed cook was accused of humping a sex doll outside their neighbour's home.
What?
I have some questions. What the fuck?
There's a guy who apparently cooks cane toads on TikTok, but then was also caught humping a sex doll in his neighbour's front yard.
Right. This is
At the same
enough,
time?
Right.
Different times.
That is enough. People need to stop.
He's a man with many.
That's only number 10.
And then
What?
the other guy was just pissing on a police
What
bike
does-
and filmed himself doing it.
What does cane toad taste like?
I don't know if he's cooking them to eat them or is
to a lifestyle of fucking sex dolls?
well, cane toads are poison, right? So is he cooking them to?
Is
eat
it
them or is he
because of-
cooking
I
them
mean,
just
he's
to kill
licking them.
them?
He's
Did
licking
he have a trip because he had some cane toad and he's just like, fucking look out for
Is
his
it like
sex doll?
is it hallucinogenic? Do we know? Has anyone here licked a cane toad?
No, definitely not.
What does
Look at
cane toad-
Never
cooked
licked one.
TikTok.
Taste like.
All right, apparently this is more common. It is like a frequent TikTok search of cooking cane toad, and there's people eating them. You can eat them, apparently. I've learned more today than I ever wanted to learn about cooking
It says
cane
that
toad.
don't believe the hype. It doesn't necessarily taste like chicken, but more like chicken thighs, he explained.
Oh my god. Anyway, that's that. I'm gonna move on to number 9,
Yep, fair.
which
Let's
is
go.
also in Queensland. Good job, Gold Coast. Teenage fuckwits trash primary school, and a Gronk sets kitchen on fire while cooking cocaine.
I mean, the kitchen on fire, that's understandable.
I don't understand how he's burned his kitchen down.
How do you cook cocaine? Is he like making it? Because I thought you had to make it with leaves
Well,
and putting chemicals on leaves.
Bake it a cake.
You need to mix them up, but you definitely need to kind of boil it because you need to separate the petrol that they use.
Whoa,
Why do you have so much
okay.
information?
Don't give away too much.
I don't understand.
AFP
That's
is
why
always
people
watching.
that smoke crack cocaine, that's why they look so fucked up. It's because they're actually smoking the petrol as well. Where when it's in powder, you're not.
I understand. Tame has
I'm
so
from
much
Sydney.
knowledge. Yes,
from
he's
Sydney.
from the west of Sydney, so
Yeah, he's a different kind of cook.
he knows. Ready to move on to number 8, which
Yep.
is Melbourne. The one. Wait, no, there's 2 Victorian listings. Okay, Melbourne is listed on number 8. Parking inspectors were threatened at gunpoint, and 350 drones kamikaze into the Yarra River.
Oh, the
after
drones
pitching
is
during
funny.
A light display.
The drones was
The drones
funny.
Very funny.
That's pretty funny. That was.
It's just fucking it's
a lot of
that's so
money.
like you see so many other cities and towns and stuff that do it, and then Melbourne does it once, it falls in the fucking river. The whole lot of them.
And now there's a recovery effort going on where they're trolling the river to get pulled drones.
They've
out.
pulled most of them out already, but yeah,
Yeah.
they literally there's been
What
like
even
TikToks.
happened?
Well, they're just the because they all like have like sync. They're all in sync in where they are in location, and then like a couple of them just went and dropped in the water, and the rest just went with it, and it just like
Catastrophic failure.
this catastrophic failure just happened to be over the river because there's a river right next to it. So
Yep.
yeah, but fucking hilarious because then the next day there's this tinnies full of hundreds of drones going up and down the fucking river picking them up.
Yeah.
Idiots. Anyway,
But next is Sydney, New South Wales. Mad cop chase broadcast on TV and radio, and a drunko was arrested after stealing from the same liquor store twice in one day, and preschool forks out $400 per week to clean up bin chicken shit.
Girl,
The
bin
guy
chicken.
who arrested for stealing from the same liquor store twice in one day, do you think he thought he was like playing GTA RP? He's like, I gotta keep hitting this one store over and over
yeah,
again.
cooldowns up. Yeah.
Cool down's up. Could
He
do it
probably thought he
again.
got away with it first time. He goes, "Oh, I can do it again."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Maybe he thought they like put more money. Maybe did he steal money or booze though? Because
I don't know if there's the other one, but there's one that, because if it doesn't make this week, it's going to make next week. But there's like a crime spree where there was just a gang of youths going from liquor store to liquor store through Melbourne. And it got to the point where they were calling liquor stores ahead of time saying, hey, just a heads up, there's a mob coming to rob you, because they were just literally just chain robbing all the stores.
We had that. We had that the other day. There was a group of fucking youths that was like walking down my street. It was promoted on our fucking local area. They had robbed the 7-Eleven up at the corner, and they were headed to the fucking Woolworths just down the road. And they walked right past my house, and because I'm the front apartment of like fucking like 3 fucking houses, we were like at the front. And so Chelsea came home and she's like, quick, I've just got this text from my fucking friend. There's a group of fucking people, fucking shut all the windows and shit. So we're like rushing through the house, barricading the fucking windows, closing the doors, and like double locking everything, turning all the lights off. And then like a group of like 30 fucking teenagers just walks down our street, and apparently they went and robbed the fucking Woolworths. It was just like, what is going on in Croydon?
Fucking hell.
what is going on?
So yeah,
What's
that's
going on?
that's why I'm expecting Melbourne to turn up, because there's been a lot of that happening lately. It's kind of fucked.
That's well, Melbourne number 8.
I was about. Yep.
You
Yep.
go.
My copper mate said that the most called out to crime that he has gone to in the last 2 weeks, fucking house robberies, but it is like 10. The youngest he has caught has been 8 years old, right?
Yeah.
The age range ranging from 8 to 16.
Yeah,
People
it's nuts.
breaking into houses in a big group of like 15, 20 of them, right? They break
School
in,
holidays.
steal the keys for both the cars, and then they take the cars, and then they go for a joyride.
Yeah, we see this pretty much weekly in Shittown, Australia.
Yeah, this is what we talk about on Shit Towns a lot. It's like
Like, what's
they
wrong with
now
you
the
people?
minimum age for fucking crime is 8 years old, and they're fucking holding up servos with hammers and shit. It's all kind of fucked. Anyway, we should continue the Shit Towns.
Yes.
Because
Number
there'll be
6
some more
is
8-year-olds
Hobart,
on there for sure.
Tasmania. Woman allegedly trashes cafe and pisses on the floor, and a drongo tries to put out a club fire with an alcoholic drink.
Fantastic.
Classic Tasmania.
Classic Tassie.
Number 5 is Fitzroy Crossing, Western Australia. Teens in a stolen 4-wheel drive try to run down roadhouse worker.
What? Okay.
Just trying to run a guy down.
Yep. Nice. Good work.
What's a roadhouse worker?
Like a truck stop,
Truck
Oh,
stop.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
7-Elevens.
Right.
kind of. Yeah.
Number 4 is Wagga Wagga, New South Wales. Grub shits in stranger's motorbike helmet outside supermarket. Look how loud he's
Oh my
laughing so
God.
it's so high pitched it doesn't come through Discord, so we can just see him on his stream like cracking him up.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Why?
Maybe he needed to go.
It's
You
just
gotta
like
go, you gotta
fucking any couple do. I don't know. Fucking.
Classic Western Australia.
Did they notice before he put the helmet on?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. Number 3 is Sale, Victoria. Thug punches elderly school crossing assistant, which is just depressing.
That's sad.
Yeah,
Not the lollipop lady.
the lollipop lady. Number 2, though, is one of our most frequent flyers is Townsville, Queensland. Feral parents, which is the greatest way to start a sentence on this list, brawl at an under-9s league game. Vandals damage let me start that again. Vandals damage a public toilet block 4 times in 6 months, and assholes trash a family's house during the daughter's funeral.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
that's fucking
Typical
rough.
Townsville things.
Can't wait for GTA Townsville to come out. It's going to be such a wild game. Fucking hell.
GTA Sydney. I would pay for a GTA Sydney.
Oh man,
Well, number 1 is Noosa, Queensland.
go
Finishing off with
Queensland.
15-year-old psycho accused of stabbing a British backpacker over argument. So not a really fun one, just a sad one.
Yeah, right.
I thought the person shitting in a motorbike helmet would be higher on the list, to be honest.
Oh my god. And that wraps up shit towns, which is it's going to be sad. How are we going to know about all the shit things that happen every week?
You can go there. Go to the Facebook page. There's a link. But if otherwise, just search "Shit Towns of Australia" on Facebook. You'll find the page and just like it, and you'll get the posts.
Have you seen some of the haters that are on there? They're like,
It's
hating that
hilarious.
their-
They come
their
out and
towns are
defend
on
their
there.
towns so much.
What do you mean? You can't defend it. The guy shat in a helmet. That's like, what are you meant to say? It's like, oh, it doesn't happen all the time. It did happen though.
People, like
Once.
boomers get really upset about being called a shit town, and a lot of people even come in to defend Port Pirie.
To be fair though, if the town that I grew up in was fucking facing, like any sort of fucking drama, I would be fucking back in my town.
I'd be like, yeah, sounds
To a
right.
T. Like I would just be like, no. That's you got that wrong, man. Of fucking that's the place to be.
Well, that's like a what is it? The honest Australian ad or whatever it is. It's like dog in the tucker box. That one. It goes
Oh, I
around.
love that tourism.
And then
ad.
it goes to Mildura where I grew up, and it's just got a picture of a government house and people screaming at each other as being fucking meth addicts. I'm like, I can't dispute that. That's true. That's exactly what happens there. Like I'm not gonna defend that. I just don't go down that street.
I don't associate.
It's like I don't know. It's not worth defending it. It's probably, if anything, it sort of highlights. Maybe the Queensland government should have a look at Townsville. There might be something wrong there. It's like-
I like
or,
the
you know.
Ballarat one, which is at the very start, which is not far from where I grew up, but it's come down to Ballarat, we can pan for gold and smoke some crack. So
Yeah, that checks out.
It's true though.
yes.
This is another frog story. So in
God.
Ballarat, it was my first attempt of trying absinthe for the first time.
Oh no.
So all my uni friends, I had like 3 uni mates that lived in Ballarat, and I would catch the beeline from my humble abode and appear in Ballarat after like 2 hours of travel. I would then rock up at their place and then start getting on the beers, and it was my first time ever in Ballarat, and I had no idea where the fuck I was, what I was doing. I was smashing beers, and then my mate decides, hang on a sec, it's my birthday, let's do some absinthe shots. So I fucking down 2 shots. Next minute, I know that I am chasing a random cat through the back alleys of
no.
Ballarat, and I was completely fucking segregated from anyone that I knew. I was abandoned in the fucking alleyways of Ballarat, possibly abused, bullied, beaten, fucking, I don't know. I just randomly appeared, according to my friends. I just appeared at the club.
But nobody knows what happened
at
to you.
like 12:30. It was a 3-hour gap where no one knew where I was.
I reckon it's a Ballarat thing. I had a very similar experience, but the only difference is that I remember I went there and we went to some fucking dive bar, got hammered, then we're going to a club.
Was it the blue?
It might have been the Bluey, actually. That rings a
Blue
bell.
Sun?
Anyway, I just remember that it was like we ended up drinking so much because it was so fucking cold. And I remember the bar guy's like, "Oh, you're walking," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "It's fucking -5 degrees outside." I'm like, "All right." And we ended up doing like 3 shots and just warm ourselves up, and then just sort of legged it to the next place. It's an absolute shithole of a town, to be honest.
It's so cold too.
It's one of those towns where they organize for like, all right, we've got an 11:30 lockout, right? We're going to send everyone onto the street. Everyone's going to fucking, all right, this club, Bluestone versus whatever the fuck the other club was called, right? this club's gonna walk out at 11:30. That club's gonna walk
Opens
out
up.
at 11:30, and there's gonna be a war. And then we're gonna just fucking punch on.
So they did that.
It
They,
gets to 11:30, and like everyone exits the clubs and just fucking starts brawling in the street.
legit, and it's you know what though, that's a country town thing. They do the same thing. Like, but so for like Bendigo, it's the same sort of thing. But everyone comes out, and then they like literally migrate to the KFC. It's like that's Bendigo.
There was
And then-
a chicken shop and a fucking fish and chip shop.
That's it. That's it. And then the other one was in Mildura. Everyone gets kicked out, and then they all end up into like the nature strip. And then 15 minutes later, they turn the sprinklers on. it's all just crowd control at this point. But what I was going to say is that when they during the Dungeons and Dragons promotion for the movie, because they had the guys, the comedians, the Aussie comedians who play the zombies in it, were going around doing all this the marketing. They asked them what the capital of Australia was, and they're like, "Oh, it's Ballarat." And they just like gave them all these bullshit answers because who cares?
Well, I'll tell you though, all that being said about Ballarat, I'd love to go to Sovereign Hill as an adult with money and see what we can.
I've got friends who are actors at Sovereign Hill.
Fuck yeah, let's go visit them. I want to go get some raspberry drops at the.
I think
candy
they
shop.
do. I think they'll be doing like Christmas in July at the moment. They usually bring Santa out and do shit.
You guys need to go to Aradale.
What the fuck's in Aradale?
Before.
We should actually,
fucking
you know what?
asylum.
We should actually say, because we are nearing the end of this episode of the podcast, but this is the crew that are going to an undisclosed location in 2 weeks to hunt ghosts for real, like actual phasmophobia shit. I don't know. It's actually happening. We're doing it. There's not even fucking street numbers where we're going. It's just a road.
There's no reception. We might die, honestly, based on how excited Oh, he's got his helmet. All right, he's ready. I'll bring some holy water, I'll bring some herbs, not of the smoking kind, Frog. Don't get excited. But I'll bring some stuff to deal with ghosts. Okay. But for those of you who don't know, I guess it's a good thing to mention is that our most popular episode ever was about ghosts and aliens. So it feels
Ghosts and
like a way
aliens,
to
yeah.
end things.
It's so we're doing it. The crew's going. It's going to be in the middle of the fucking night, and it's probably going to be fucking freezing. And I like everything that they told me, because I asked for details about all these different ghost tours and whatever. Everything they told me was just creepy as fuck. Like, just so fucking creepy.
I'm excited and horrified.
It's yeah. And the only thing that was more creepier was the one that Frog suggested, which is the J ward, but it's a bit far away, which is an insane asylum.
I will talk to Chelsea, but I'm pretty sure she would be keen to go back there. So after we do this,
Well, let's see if we survive this one first.
if we
'cause-
survive the next one, there is a chance that we might possibly go out to a legitimately fucking terrifying place.
this is a legitimately
I will
terrifying
drive
place.
you all out there. We will get in
boy.
the little Kia Rio and we'll fucking go out there.
Oh man, it's I don't know. It's weird because also I've mentioned it to other people just in passing. Like, is that a thing people do? I'm like, I mean, we're doing it, so yeah, I guess it's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, ghost tourism is a thing. All the goths like to do it. Yeah.
I just want to point out, so we went and did the tour at Aradale. This is a different one. This is a different tour. We went and did the tour at Aradale, and Chelsea had just finished up a week of she was doing various fucking psych nurse shit with their job, and part of it is she does ECG, right? So like electroconvulsive therapy, right? So those videos of people where they fucking like get zapped, fucking ancient
Yeah,
times where they
yeah.
fucking pull the big lever and then they fucking get electroshocked. She does that, but in a humane, proper way of doing it, right? So she just spent a week doing nothing but that, right? We rock up at this fucking thing and we're going through the fucking mental asylum, doing various different parts.
There's a
and then
big
we
irony
get-
about the psych nurse going to the.
We get
That's the point.
No. We get to the fucking part where it's like the floor where they do the ECT, and it was like this desolate, dark room. And the guy was telling us how they used to cram like 30 patients in a fucking cell, and they would just like all have them hooked up, and they'd pull a lever and they'd all get shocked at
Oh
once.
my god.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god.
And meanwhile, my girlfriend's just like sitting there, just like, it's like putting her head down, and I'm just like, hey, you should tell them that you do ECT in this
Yeah, let the
current
ghosts
era,
know.
because like from the tour that we were getting, they were basically saying how it was like an obsolete, like it never gets done. It's been ruled out. It's been inhumane and all this.
Meanwhile,
stuff.
it's
And then
been
I'm just like, hey, you did that just yesterday. It's like you should tell them.
Well, I messaged when I messaged them. I'm like, oh, we really want to do Pantridge, but we know that like it's kind of been fucking gentrified at this point. More, and they're like, yeah, we don't really do tours and stuff there anymore. There's not much of the original stuff left. You can literally go in. There's a hotel where you can stay in the jail cells in the hotel
It's a
now, and it's all
bar.
5-star or whatever. Anyway, I mentioned to him, and I said, oh, we really liked Pentridge because I've got a relative that was the warden there and might have killed some people there. And their response was, well, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So,
But I don't know if that's the right term that we're looking for, but sure, no worries.
yeah. So,
But then they gave us a couple options, and we said we want to go to whatever's more active and do like actual hunting. We don't want to just do a tour. So we're doing the proper experience and stuff like that. The other one that they suggested was like the first morgue in Victoria. It was and I'm just like, I don't know about that. It was a bit further out as well, and so, but yeah, it's. I'm glad they have like Melbourne tours where they just take you around in the city to creepy spots, which could be interesting.
alleyways and stuff.
Yeah, buildings where everyone goes in, they always walk up the stairs. They never question what's down the sters.
Yeah.
And stuff like
there's a
that.
lot
Go
of
down to the
those.
mole people, the mole man.
The mole people.
The mole people.
I can't remember what they're actually called.
90% of the job sites that I'm at.
Go down the stairs. Start taking pictures for us.
Yeah, when the job site fails and they just push the concrete in and start again.
Yeah, you just pour concrete in and it's fine.
It's fucked. I was just like, I saw like McDora mentioned in the chat that the Melbourne markets it was a cemetery, and they just poured concrete over it and put a market over it.
Horrifying.
And it's a fact they're actually putting in houses there now. That's where they're doing more housing. So, oh boy.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the
so we're
stories
gonna. Yeah.
The stories of like fucking some of the patients that have been at St. Vincent's, even just fucking. There was one of the cases. She got her head caught in like a fucking like farming equipment, and her entire face had like ripped up. It was like a slither.
That's like the
It
braces
was a
story.
slither
It's like
that
last
went
minute.
from, like, here, ran to like here, and the rest was like pulled off, and she somehow managed to have her face reattached. It was fucked. I was like sitting there in the fucking like the ward. I'm hanging off a fucking ladder. I'm reading this fucking poster that's in front of me. It's like a news article, and I'm just like, is that an actual fucking thing that's happened?
There is like it's not even a joke, and I won't say the details. But I had a mate that I met through work he was just a customer. We just got along because he actually grew up in Mildura as well, so we had a mutual hatred for Mildura. And anyway, he was a chief inspector at the peak of his career, and some of the stories he told me over a beer from like crime scene stuff and all that, fucked. But also would make the world's greatest podcast. Like people would listen to that shit constantly because there's shit that I just didn't think was possible. And he's just like, oh, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. And it's just like an unwritten law where we just don't talk about it because it's fucked. It's simple.
I have one thing that I'll say, but you're not allowed to comment on it because we'll just move on, and then, yep.
And that's it. We're getting cancelled. 3, 2, 1.
So my mate was telling me, I was just like, I was in a Discord call with him. I was just like, oh yeah, how was your day at work today? And he goes, yeah, no, I just pulled my pistol on a 10-year-old kid. He
Probably
was,
a Liquorland, the Liquorland, Woolworths.
No. He's a police officer, and he goes, "Yep, no, I just pulled my pistol, live firearm on a fucking 10-year-old." There's more to that story, but
You're just gonna give us
leave
no
it on that.
context.
No
We'll leave it
context.
on
We're not
that.
getting it.
So,
Yeah, and also
drawing
yeah.
pistols on 10-year-olds.
To be fair, absolutely tame compared to some of the stories that I got told. Absolutely,
I
you just
could-
like
I could
it's
go-
it's
I could
yeah.
go
We don't want to
down
though. That's it. I'm just saying. You know, that's just I'm just saying. Anyway,
It's very tame for
I
frogs.
was sitting
plan
I was
is-
sitting at dinner with a guy that works at the AFP,
Oh no.
And he goes, "Yeah, nah." One of the other girls from the group that was there was just like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And he's like, "Yeah, nah, I kill people on the fucking daily."
Jesus
I
Christ.
kill drug dealers on the daily. She's just like, "What?" And then he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not." You know, like when they breach into fucking drug dealers' homes and like they have the SWAT team go in. Yeah, I'm the first guy through the door, so I'm usually the guy fucking shotgunning the first guy in
Oh
front.
my God.
You meet some interesting people.
We are, so this is the crew. We're 2 weeks time. We're going ghost hunting. We've been told we can record bits and pieces, and we'll obviously do like a breakdown of how it all went afterwards, and we'll chuck it up on YouTube so everyone can enjoy it. But that's going to be the official thing. We do need to wrap up the story, but I want to tell you, and I think we've mentioned this before on the podcast. It's related to what Frog just said, but I'll tell you this great story. This is just absolutely just a cautionary tale, but. Me again and a customer who was a bikie who told some fucking some filthy stories. He came in and I was at the paint counter and I was mixing up some paint for this guy. And he goes, "Oh man, you won't believe what happened on the weekend." And I said, "What? What happened on the weekend?" Anyway, he looks around. There's like a big stack of paint right there, and he looks around the next aisle. He makes sure there's no one in the area, like no one at all. He's looking around. He's like, anyway, he goes, "Oh, we've run into this trouble. We're on a ride." And there was these guys that were staying in this hotel and they were causing trouble for the owner. So they asked us to step in and then he told me this fucking awful story. Right. And I'm just like, that's fucked. And you should not say that in public. He's like, that's why I checked. There was no one around. As he said that, this 4-foot-old lady walks out from behind the paint stack. She heard the entire story and she was like shaking. She was just too short. We didn't see her there.
Why would she have walked out, though? That's her fault at that point. Why walk out?
She's like, "Oh my, oh no." And I'm just like, "Oh man, we don't got to stop. We got to stop talking about this shit in public."
Well, you have a knife and you have scissors and you have various cans of paint and you have a woman.
Leave
that
the
you
old
can
lady
push
alone.
through a fucking
Oh no,
paint.
I think my mate, he's pretty clean cut, clean cut. Like he just likes motorbikes, but obviously he's one of the boys, and the shit needs to get taken care of. But I just remember he's like, it was a movie. We're talking about a movie. So
Oh, no.
she knew. She was just fucking. She was pale. It was fucked up. Anyway, it's one of those things where. Like as much as like we're wrapping up this podcast, and I always think, oh shit, what would make a really good podcast to like, come back and do and stuff like that. Fucked up stories are like are an excellent source of podcasts, but also they're fucked up stories for a reason. So I don't know if I could live in talking nonsense of absolute filth. But yeah, but definitely my mate, the cop, the shit that he used to tell me, it was like, holy shit! I couldn't even imagine that. It wouldn't be something that goes into a movie. But yeah, anyway, we should wrap things up for episode 100. Like I said, we will be back with the ghost episode that'll come back eventually. We are going on a hiatus, which means it's not out of the question that we will come back. We might come back as a different brand. We might come back as a different format. I don't know. Either way, we're going to enjoy having a bit of a break and exploring some other bits and pieces. Do hang around. We are going to play some BattleBit after the podcast, and we'll keep the stream going for a little bit. We can chat about some things if those are interested want to jump in. Before we go any further, though, Shelby, do you want to give yourself one last plug out? Where can people find you now that you're not on a podcast?
Shellbunny on Twitch, Shellbunny _ on Twitter, and Shellbunny94 on TikTok. And I'm posting at the moment, a lot of PC build stuff because I'm doing my PC build, which is also me around the same time I'm rebranding all my VTuber stuff. So this is maybe one of the last times you'll see this VTuber model too. As doing all that stuff. Got some emotes in the work as well at the moment. And I'm doing a little deal at the moment with Thermaltake, where they've given me a case to do a build in that is meant to represent my VTuber model that's coming out, so that's fun. So I'll be posting about that. And I'm a sellout because my new VTuber model also has a Thermaltake logo on the jacket. So
wow, that is selling out. That's a well, fucking hell.
Something different to offer them as a deliverable, and they took it, so it should be fun. But it is so far like a really nice little computer build, and I will be posting a lot about it.
Fucking oath. Tame, what are you going to be up to?
I've actually been writing and recording a new album.
Hey.
Yay! Where can they find it
I
when
might
it's
have
out?
to get a beat off Frog, but
You're gonna do what to Frog?
He's gonna beat a frog.
I'm gonna
You
beat him up.
doing me, Tame?
Beat me up,
I've
bro.
just come back. What's going on?
I was
No, we're
just saying
just-
I'm recording an album and putting one together. So I've been writing new shit finally.
Fucking oath.
Where will people be able to find it when it comes out?
Just type Tame
Probably
Moses.
You'll be able to find it on Spotify. Definitely on Spotify. But you can find me on Twitch as well
Yep.
and YouTube.
Nice.
Tame Moses.
You just type it in. He's all over Google. We figured this out.
Yeah, just put Tame Moses in Google.
You figured it
You'll see
out.
my
That's
face.
it.
See this
You got no
mug.
excuse now. Your Sunday nights have opened up, so you're gonna have to fucking put some work in.
I've just been getting into writing again, so. I've
No, that's
actually been
cool.
having
It is
fun
good,
with it.
man.
Work
I'm
with the dog and just freestyle and shit.
fucking oath. I'm very much in the same vein where I've started to pick up some older projects and stuff that I was kind of sitting on. I'm like, well, it's time to fucking do this, or make a call on it. So there's some good shit coming, hopefully. But obviously still streaming and playing games, many games, and yeah. I'm gonna play some BattleBit after this. I haven't been able to sit down and play BattleBit properly for fucking since it came out properly. So
Well, Frog is like 8 beers deep, so he's ready for it.
he's ready.
He's ready.
I'm gonna be his little healer.
Trigger finger ready.
We want to do a calculation real quick.
Oh no.
These are 1.5 Guinnesses. I have drank.
I don't know how you drunk have in this. I think you drank 8 in this fucking podcast alone.
You only had 4.
No, I've gone and got
Before he
6
jumped on.
refills. I've been grabbing 2s. I've been double parked. I've drank 6 in this podcast alone.
Fucking hell. And you didn't even get us cancelled. That's crazy.
Well, Frog, whilst you're still conscious, tell people what you're up to and where they can find you.
You'll
It's a
find
BattleBit
me,
streamer.
like hanging off a ladder at like fucking level 11 on fucking St. Vincent's. Other than that, you'll find me just randomly fucking on the occasion where I'm not fucked. I will stream BattleBit on Twitch from it's XOXOXO whatever the fuck I've gone. I don't even know my fucking username.
It's Frog
It's different.
XOXO.
That's it.
He's got it. He's figured it out.
I'll just be streaming some BattleBit or some fucking shit. I don't know. I'll probably stream some Tarkov because the new wipe's coming. But other than that, yeah, I haven't really done much music lately, but I want to get back into it. But at the same time, I'm saving for a new PC, so hence why I'm working fucking Sundays, Saturdays, every other day.
Then
So-
you mean the new PC club?
I'll be.
No, he's gonna
like,
fucking next
your
tier.
PCs, and then mine's gonna fucking.
Can I recommend you buy a Thermaltake case and tell
Don't
them
sell
Shellbunny
out
made you buy it?
directly. It's the Thermaltake doesn't sponsor this podcast, all right? It's-
I'm fucking going for this fucking PC that is like 7K.
It's a liquid gold cooled PC that does fucking 7,000 frames per eyeball.
Yeah,
It's,
I want to see 8,000 frames on Starfield. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be 8,000 streams. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up there. Thank you, everybody who's supported the podcast over the years.
Wait,
and
Ilani, where
yeah.
can they find you?
we talked about it already.
Oh.
Excellent. We're professionals. 100 episodes in, we're absolute professionals. We don't stuff this stuff up. We never do. But yes, we're gonna wrap up the podcast, and then we'll be back in a few minutes with some.
What the fuck
The
is
fuck?
that?
Has he just pulled out a HSP?
Is that a heart attack box?
He did. He
He
did.
just pulled out a fucking HSP.
Just to end it on a good note, you know.
He's
The
ready.
fuck?
No, Ilani will want them.
I'm fucking ready for BattleBit, guys.
Yeah, all right. We'll be back shortly with in a few minutes with some BattleBit. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, and yeah,
Peace.
see you all around.
Yeah.
See ya, guys.
Fucking.